We're on day 3 of my 31-day affirmation series for Vlogmas 2024. I'm really glad that you're here with me tonight. So if you're new, don't worry, you're in absolutely the right place. My eyes might not be because my phone is turned around and I realize the camera is there, not there, so just be patient with me. Anyway, you're joining us at the perfect time. So tonight we're going to be talking about a really powerful affirmation, and it's this one. My differences make me valuable and unique. I really love this affirmation because it's really a celebration of our individuality. It reminds us that what makes us different shouldn't be something that we hide. It needs to be something that we embrace and that we absolutely cherish. I want you to take a moment to think about what makes you different. Maybe it's your perspective on the world. Maybe it's the things that you're passionate about. It might be your personality, or it might be the way your mind works. These are differences that are part of your story, and they make you uniquely you. But here's the thing. So often we're taught that we need to downplay these differences instead of embracing them and owning them. Why is that? So let's talk about this a little bit more tonight. When we're growing up, many of us are told, sometimes very directly and sometimes really indirectly, that standing out isn't a good thing. I was told that. I stood out not because I was loud and obnoxious. I stood out because I was super quiet and didn't want to talk. And I was always told that wasn't okay, that I needed to talk to grown-ups, that I needed to play with my friends, that I needed to engage. We're nudged towards fitting in with societal norms. We're nudged towards fitting in with following rules and with blending in with the crowd. I was perfectly happy not to blend in with the crowd. I loved being in my own world, but I was always nudged out of doing that. And for me, someone who's neurodivergent, or for anybody who feels like they don't fit into society's expectations, that pressure can feel really overwhelming. And it might come in really subtle ways, like being told you're too much, or being told you're not enough, or sometimes in more obvious ways, like being excluded or being misunderstood. That happened to me a lot when I was growing up. I'm going to share a quick story with you. When I was growing up, I often felt like, as I told you a moment ago, that my mind worked in a way that didn't match with the rest of the world. It didn't match with what people expected of me. It didn't match with how others in my family, most others in my family, communicated. I was quiet at school. I was compliant. I did my work. But I was very disorganized, and I preferred parallel play as opposed to engaging with other children. And when I felt something, when I had an emotion, whether I was sad or scared or mad, it was a whole lot bigger than those same emotions that other children my age had. So I was often told that my emotions were unacceptable. They were outside of the range of normal. And that left me wondering for years, the majority of my life. It left me wondering if I could only be more like everybody else, then I'd feel more valuable. Then I'd feel like I belonged. Does that sound familiar to you? What happens is when we internalize messages like this, it becomes really easy to see our differences as an obstacle instead of as the gift that it really is. And we end up shrinking ourselves. We mask who we really are, and we might downplay those special things about us that make us stand out. But the truth is, the world needs those differences in us. We need to stand out. The world needed my quietness and my gentleness to balance out all of the other noise that was going on around. So this is where today's affirmation comes in. I'm going to say it once, and then I want you to say it with me after. My differences make me valuable and unique. Now, when you repeat it with me, we're going to say it, and I want you to inhale afterwards, a nice big deep breath. I want you to hold it for a couple of seconds. And on the exhale, I want you to really feel the weight and the beauty of this affirmation. Are you ready? Let's go. My differences make me valuable and unique. Yeah. See, that feels so good. It really affirms what I needed to be told when I was a little girl. So here's what I've learned. I've learned that my differences are kind of like a superpower. So are yours. The differences that we own, that are ours, they are what bring us our fresh ideas. Those differences are what bring us our interesting and new perspectives. It's our differences that bring us those creative solutions when we're trying to figure something out. The differences are the reason why we connect with certain people. And they're the same reason or the same beginnings of inspiration created in others. We don't even realize how we might be inspiring other people with those things about us that are unique. I want you to think about the people that you admire the most. Probably it's their unique traits, their quirks and their originality, or maybe their boldness that makes them unforgettable to you. And you know what? Those are the same things that exist in you. For me, embracing and owning my differences has really been a journey. I'm still on it now. In fact, I'm in the thick of it now. I'm really starting to understand the value that I bring currently and that I've always brought to the world. But it didn't happen overnight, and there's still moments in my life today when doubt creeps in. In fact, I have a lot of videos over the last couple of months when I was feeling really doubtful and down, and I wasn't able yet to own these things about me that make me unique. So what I'm doing now, instead of pushing the doubts aside, is I've been asking myself, what if this difference, if this thing is exactly the thing that brings value to the situation? And when I started doing that, framing my uniqueness as a strength, that's when things really began to shift. I started approaching challenges in ways that felt really authentic to me. And I started leaning into my creativity more. I started accepting my sensitivity at a different level. And I have been more willing to share my perspectives on how the world works rather than tamp them down to make other people comfortable. And while doing that, I found out that I have this feeling of so much more fulfillment than ever before. Not because I've always been trying to fit a mold, but because I'm finally showing up as myself. And there's it's a beautiful, beautiful feeling. So if today's affirmation holds some meaning for you, if you feel like this is something that could be of value to you, I'd love for you to join me for the rest of the 31-day affirmation series. Each day I'm sharing a new affirmation as part of Vlogmas, and I have a gift for you to help you embrace who you are and to find more joy along the way. So because affirmations are so powerful, I want you to have this free gift, and it's a downloadable set of 5 affirmations from my 31 Affirmations for Neurodivergent Minds collection. It's really a great way to try out the process of using affirmations. The practice of using affirmations each day to help you feel whole and centered. The full set is $5, and there'll be a link for the free set of 5 and for the full set of 31 down in the description, as well as in the pinned comment. And I hope you give it a try. I hope you enjoy your free gift. Okay, so what happens when you start to believe this affirmation that we're talking about today? When you begin to see your differences as valuable and as unique, everything's going to change. Do you see this big smile on my face? It was hard for me to do this just a couple of months ago before I renewed my my love of the affirmation practice. You're going to start trusting yourself more, and you're going to stop feeling like you need to apologize for who you are. You're going to realize that your value doesn't come from how well you fit into society's roles or society's norms or expectations, but it comes from embracing what makes you uniquely you. So here's another example. Recently at work, I'm a teacher, and it's been reading assessment season. And our administration told us that we needed to give the assessment at a specified time each day, and that we needed to have certain proctors in our room while we were doing it. They basically mapped out a whole process for us to give these assessments to students to ensure their success. And I've been teaching for 26 years, and I really didn't agree with the process. I really wanted to do it my own way. I knew that the way that I wanted to give these assessments, which is how I had done it in the past, was going to be what was best for my group of students. Now, in years past, I wouldn't have spoken up. I would have just done what they wanted me to do. But since I've started embracing my uniqueness, since I've started affirming myself with my affirmation practice, it's given me this renewed trust that I can ask for what I need. So I did. I asked one of our administrators if I could give the assessment in my own time and in my own way, and leave the micromanaged version to the other people who felt like that was helpful to them. And guess what? She said, sure, do what's best for your students. We just want a good outcome. And this was just merely a suggestion. If I didn't ask, I wouldn't have known that it was okay. I learned in that moment that I am valued. And I should have known that anyway, because I've been doing this for a quarter of a century. I should have known that I know how to do things, and it's fine to ask for what I need. So in that moment, my confidence really grew. And even though I'm planning on retiring in the next year or two, and I've started that process, it's taken me this long to accept that that it's okay to ask for what I need in my career, and that I actually can work through the confidence that I have and that I deserve to have at this point in my life. So that's what this affirmation is all about. It's about recognizing that your differences are your assets. They're not liabilities, right? It's about giving yourself permission to show up as you are, which might be messy. Other times it might be brilliant. Like for me at work the other day, it was brilliant of me to ask for what I needed, which was to give the assessment in my own way. And it's okay to be one of a kind. Absolutely. I want to thank you for spending time with me here tonight, today, whatever time of day it is that you're watching. And if you found this affirmation meaningful, I'd really love for you to share this with somebody else who you think might find value in it. And also let them know that there is this 31-day affirmation series happening here on Beautiful Life Sage. Tomorrow we're going to explore a 4th affirmation. And let's just continue this journey of feeling more confident in our true selves. Let's do it together. But until tomorrow, I want you to hold on to these words. Let's say it one more time. My differences make me valuable and unique. I want you to say it I want you to believe it. I want you to feel it in your heart. Okay? Live it. Thanks for being here with me. Love you.